A single client starts sending thousands of requests per second. Maybe it is a buggy script, maybe a scraper, maybe an attack. Either way, it consumes all the capacity and every other user slows to a crawl while the server climbs toward failure. Rate limiting is the control that prevents this. It caps how many requests each client may make in a given window. Over the limit, the extra requests are politely rejected. So one client cannot starve the rest or take the whole system down. Rate limiting does several jobs at once. It protects your servers and databases from overload. It defends against abuse and brute force attacks. It controls cost because every request often costs money downstream. And it enforces fairness, giving each client a defined share so no single caller can monopolize the system. The limit is usually defined per client, identified by an API key, a user account, or an IP address over a time window like requests per second or per minute. The simplest approach is a fixed window. Count requests per client in each clock minute and reset at the top of the minute. It is easy, but it has a flaw at the boundary. A client can send a full burst at the end of 1 minute and another full burst at the start of the next, doubling the real rate across that boundary. A sliding window fixes this by measuring the trailing period continuously, instead of resetting on a hard clock edge, so the rate stays smooth across boundaries. Two algorithms are especially popular. The token bucket holds tokens that refill at a steady rate. Each request spends 1 token. If tokens are available, the request is allowed. If the bucket is empty, it is rejected. The clever part is that a full bucket lets a client make a short burst, while the refill rate caps the long-term average. The leaky bucket is the mirror image. Requests pour in, but they drain out at a fixed rate, smoothing bursts into a steady stream. Token bucket allows controlled bursts. Leaky bucket enforces a constant pace. Here is the distributed catch. If you run the limiter separately on each server, a client spread across 10 servers gets 10 times its intended limit, because no server sees the whole picture. So the counter has to be shared. Production systems keep rate limit state in a fast central store that every server reads and updates. So the limit is global. And when a request is rejected, do it gracefully. Return a clear too many requests response with a hint of when to retry. So well-behaved clients can back off instead of pounding harder. The mental model: rate limiting caps how much each client can do to protect the system and keep things fair. Prefer a token bucket for controlled bursts with a steady average. Measure with a sliding window to avoid boundary tricks. Keep the counters in a shared store so the limit is global, and reject over-limit requests clearly. We now have every piece: balancing, caching, replication, sharding, consensus, queues, stores, serving, and rate limits. In the next lesson, we put them all together to design a complete scalable system. Thank you for watching.